6 times Russia has used its veto power to support India in UNSC. The United Nations Security Council (UNSC) is entrusted with the task of maintaining peace, harmony, and security all over the world. The UNSC has 15 members and every member has the right to exercise one vote. 5 nations, the United States, the United Kingdom, China, France, and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, succeeded in 1990 by Russia, played a key role in the establishment of the United Nations, and that is why they enjoy certain special privileges in the UN. They are the permanent member states at the UNSC, and also have a special voting power known as the right to veto. If any one of them cast a negative vote in the UNSC, the resolution or decision would not be approved. Whenever the peace of the world is threatened, the UNSC takes the initiative to determine how the aggression will be halted after discussing with the member states and the parties involved in the act of aggression. Sometimes, the UNSC imposes sanctions and even approves the use of force whenever required to maintain peace. Over the years, Russia has also used the veto power in favor of India as well. In all, the permanent member of the UNSC, Russia has used the veto power 6 times in support of India. 1957 The USSR first used the veto power for India in 1957 over the Kashmir issue. When Nikita Khrushchev, the then leader of the Soviet Union, visited India in 1955, he said that Moscow was just across the border and in case of any trouble in Kashmir, Delhi should just give a shout to the USSR. He stayed true to his words, and when Pakistan proposed the use of a temporary UN force in connection with the demilitarization and the bilateral issue was close to becoming an international issue, USSR used the veto power in favor of India. In 1961, Portugal sent a letter to the UNSC concerning Goa. At that time, Goa was still under the power of Portugal and India was trying to liberate the region and make it a part of our nation. Unlike France, Portugal refused to let go of its territories in India and even opened fire on the protesters in Goa. As per reports, Nikita Khrushchev sent a telegram to former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru in which he said India's actions to do away with outposts of colonialism in its territory were absolutely lawful and justified. Portugal tried to invoke the UN Charter and proposed a resolution that India should withdraw their forces from Goa. The proposal was supported by the United States, the United Kingdom and France. But USSR came to India's rescue and blew away the proposal by using the veto power. It strengthened India's cause, and on December 19, 1961, Goa was finally liberated from the rule of Portugal. It is important to note that it was USSR's 99th veto. USSR used its 100th veto in 1962, and this time again, in favor of India. An Irish resolution in the UNSC urged India and Pakistan to directly negotiate with one another to settle the Kashmir issue. 7 UNSC members supported it, and among them were 4 permanent members, the US, France, UK and China. The Indian delegation refused to accept the resolution and then, the Russian delegate Platon Dmitrievich Morozov used the veto power to make the resolution null and void. But in December 1971, when India was engaged in a war against Pakistan to liberate Bangladesh, the USSR used its veto power thrice for 2 reasons: to ensure that the issue remains a bilateral one instead of becoming a global concern that could attract interference from third-party nations, and that the UN could not pass a resolution in favor of ceasefire between India and Pakistan.